Good evening, everyone. Today we'll be discussing the first chapter for HSC Geography Population Part 1. So, this is the first lesson in geography, and the lesson will be completed in various videos. So, why is this lesson important? Geography studies humans and their interaction with their environment. So, geography studies humans' interaction and how they cope up with the environment. So, the study of population is a part of human geography, which is also called as population geography. So, population geography studies human population and how they are distributed in patterns on the Earth's surface. So, they take into consideration the entire Earth and they see where human population is distributed, how is it distributed, and why is it distributed. They also study the quality of human population staying in a particular place as well as the quantity which is going to be studied in this subject. The way the population influences the economy, so how the population influences or helps the economy and the development of a region are also the points of study in geography. So in this chapter we will study human as a resource. So what is a resource? A resource is any idea or object which can be utilized further. So humans are an idea or an object which can be utilized for the development of the country is called as a resource. Points to remember in this chapter is population geography is a branch of human geography. In this branch, we can study both qualitative and quantitative composition of population. We will be studying how population influences the economy and development, how the population is distributed, and how the word population is uneven, which means there are few people staying in one particular area but there are many people staying in other particular area or continents. So therefore it is said that the world population distribution is uneven, which is exactly true. Area in Asia has 30% of land. However, Asia supports 60% of the world population. So Asia is a continent where land is only 30%. However, there are 60% of the world population which is supported solely by Asia. Number of people living in a unit area is called as density of population. Density of population is calculated by the total number of population upon the total area in square kilometers. Factors affecting distribution of population. So there are few factors that affect distribution of population. One is the physical factors. Physical is something that we can see, we can feel, we can touch. The first one is landforms. So population will be densely populated or distributed on flat plains or gentle slopes. Why? Because these are favorable for production of crops and it is also easier to build roads and develop industries. On the other hand, in the mountainous and hilly areas, it will be less populated because for obvious reasons it is mountainous and hilly. If means of livelihood are available, population can be concentrated in few areas. For example, Dehradun and Leh. So these are mountainous and hilly areas. However, there are few population, there are few people who stay in Dehradun and Leh because there are means of livelihood that are available. Thus, plateaus or mountainous areas can be less populated than the plains. Next is climate. Extreme climates such as hot or cold deserts or region with heavy rainfall are uncomfortable for human habitation. Therefore, they are less populated. So whenever the areas or the environment has equable climate where there is not much of seasonal variation will definitely attract more people. The Mediterranean regions were inhabited because of their pleasant climate. In cold climates, only people like Eskimos and Lapps who are adapted to such climates can live in these regions. Vast equatorial areas of Amazon lowland and Congo basin are sparsely populated due to its unfavorable climate. So, the bottom line is the conclusion is where there is extreme climate, very hot or very cold, there will be less population. Where there is equable climate, which is not much of seasonal variation, will attract more and more people. Water availability. Water is one of the most important factors which all living beings look for. So people will prefer to live in areas where fresh and potable water is easily available. Potable water is where you can carry the water and reach your home. You will easily find this. Please go through the map on figure 1.2. It is because of this that river valleys and coastal areas are among the densely populated areas of the world. So you will see around the rivers or around the valleys there are more population. Why? Because water is easily available. For example, Nile Valley and coastal plains of India are one of the most densely populated areas of the world because it has water available. In deserts too, population are found near the oases. So in the desert also there is one small area of land which has water in it, and that is called as oasis. So water found in desert is called as oasis, and there you will find population. For example, the Thar desert and Al Asad from Saudi Arabia have developed around an oasis because of easy availability of water. The last factor is the soil. So wherever there is fertile soil, which is very important for agriculture and allied activities, you will find more population. Therefore, areas which have fertile loamy soil have more people living on them as they can support intensive agriculture. So the floodplains of river Mississippi, the Ganga, the Irrawaddy, the Yangtzes are examples of areas having high density of population. Why? Because the area has fertile soil. Similarly, areas having regular or black soil are also densely populated. The slopes and foothills of many volcanoes have high density population as their slopes are covered with fertile volcanic soil. The slopes and foothills of volcanoes in Java, Japan, Siliki and Central America support many people. So whenever a volcano erupts and whenever it cools down, it leaves the fertile volcanic soil, and therefore it attracts many people to stay in and around that fertile region, which is very good for agriculture and allied activities. The physical factors affecting population are very easy to remember. You need to remember RCAS, that is relief, climate, availability of water and soils. The explanation is given on the next slide. Human factors affecting population. Now, there were physical factors. These are the human factors that affect population. So what are the human factors? Humans indulge in agricultural activities, therefore that remains our first point. So increase in agricultural production due to use of fertilizers and irrigation make it possible to support more population. So the type of agriculture, crops grown and method of cultivation and specialization of particular crops are other characteristics of agriculture that affect the distribution of population. You can do the map activity related to agriculture, which is figure number 1.4. Areas with good quality mineral deposits attract industries. So second point is mining. What is mining? Mining and industrial activities generate employment. So for mining, you need skilled and semi-skilled workers to move these areas and make them densely populated. For example, Katanga Copper Belt in Zambia, the Chota Nagpur Plateau in India, coal and oil fields of Western Europe, the Manchurian region of China, and the Appalachian Mountains of the USA are examples where population is densely populated due to availability of minerals. So wherever minerals are available, mining has to take place, and for that we need both skilled and semi-skilled workers. And because of this, it attracts a lot of population. So there are few minerals which are highly valuable and extract despite all physical conditions. So there are some minerals like diamond. Okay, diamond is a mineral, but if you extract it, there are physical conditions which you need to go through, but despite of that they are highly valuable. In such areas population can be dense. It is true for precious and rare minerals like gold and mineral oil. For example, gold mine areas in Australian desert, mineral oil in the desert region of southwestern Asian countries attract a lot of population because of mining. The third is transportation. So if we have good roads and highways, it would increase our population because good roads increase the density. On the contrary, if accessibility of good roads are not available, it will take more time and it will be costlier to reach. That region will be sparsely populated. So if you check out figure 1.3, it clearly shows that the population density has increased wherever there are highways passes through that area. So the sea transport led to the discovery of new places. Port cities got developed. The population grew there due to trade. For example, the construction of the Suez Canal increased the exchange of raw materials and goods. Therefore, the population appeared to be concentrated in coastal region. Whereas in the western and eastern coastal region of India, the western and eastern coastal region of United States are example. So wherever there is transportation, wherever there is easy transportation like highways, roadways, and good highways and roadways that connect cities to cities, good sea transport that connects port to port, one port to another port, you will see that the population will be densely populated. What is urbanization? The growth of industries, growing of industries, which is responsible for the development of towns and cities, is called as urbanization. So this is terrestrial activities like transportation, trade, and other services also increase in order to cater the need of the growing population. Cities offer better employment opportunities, educational and medical facilities, better means of transport and communication as compared to that of the rural areas. So, in many areas of the world, a continuous urban belt is found. For example, Mumbai. Mumbai is a urban town, urban place, and that is why to feed the hungry people of Mumbai, we have tertiary activities like trade, services, transportation, and that is why Mumbai is densely populated. The fifth important point is political factors and government policies. Besides all these 4 points, the policies of various government also affects population. So a government may choose to promote population in an area or depopulate it. So everything depends on the government. If the government is for the people, there will be people densely populated. If the government is very strict, then the people of that country will think to settle somewhere else. For example, the government promoted human settlements in parts of Siberia by giving opportunities and special incentives. For example, in Japan. So there are special incentives for people in Japan who are staying in Japan, like medical facilities, education facilities. So people would not want to leave Japan and go anywhere else. That is for people of Japan. People of Canada, education is free, medical facilities is free, so people will not want to leave that country. So the population of these countries will be densely populated for factors owing to political and government policies.